I don't know who's going to go first, but Adrian, please read the question at this time.
Hello, Dan. You're looking nice up there.
Thank you.
This is the question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
Well, if I were to be the winner, I would have to represent the Asian community at OU. And the first thing I would love to do is find a connection with other groups at OU, including other minorities, other cultures, even the white culture here. Because I feel like if I were to spread my culture around, the Asian culture around, we need to find a common ground first instead of celebrating our differences. I feel like if we bond over our similarities, it'd be easier to communicate. Other than that, I think I'm done.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Our next contestant is Carrie Chai. Our next contestant is Carrie Chai. How are you, Carrie? Good, but that's not your question. So one of the judges will ask you a question, and you can take as much time as you need to answer it. Judges?
Hello, Carrie. I'll be reading the question to you. You look very nice this evening. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions? If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
I would try to be as involved as I can with the Asian American Student Association, working closely with each of the exec members, trying to reach out to the incoming freshmen, the sophomores, and even like the seniors, that sometimes they don't want to like come out to events. I know that like they're about to graduate, so they have other things on their mind. So I just want to make sure that they know that the Asian American culture and heritage is very important, and I will help them by helping host events and giving out like flyers all booth. I will just work with them closely, and that'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Our next contestant is John Wynn.
So the contestants are in the back, the way back, so they can't hear any other questions.
All right, John. One of the judges will ask you a question. You can take as much time as you need to answer the question. Judges, please read the question at this time.
Good evening, John. Here is your question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
I'm not sure if I'm able to, by myself, be able to accomplish this, but I really want to see a large, campus-wide multicultural festival, including all cultures of Asian cultures in Asia, as well as in all continents, such as North America for Native Americans, American culture, and also African American culture. I really want to see that happen. So maybe like a food festival and also introducing different types of dance at the festival would be what I would try to accomplish.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. John gone? Okay. Our next contestant, Taylor Wynn. All right, Taylor. So one of the judges are going to ask you a question. You can take as much time as you need to answer the question. Okay? Judges?
Good evening, Taylor.
Good evening.
Here's your impromptu question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
Enriching the university with Asian American cultures is so very important. And how I would do that as Miss Asian OU is to spread awareness. I would create dialogue and strike conversation so that Asian American cultures aren't so uncomfortable. People are more aware of it, have more fun with it, and have more ideas about the Asian culture. And enriching people with these cultures, the Asian culture specifically, is so very important because it brings out the diversity of our college and the University of Oklahoma.
Amen.
Please welcome our next contestant to the stage, Tuan Nguyen. Tuan, one of the judges will ask you the question. You can take as much time as you need to answer the question. Judges, when you're ready.
Good evening, Tuan.
Hello.
Here is your impromptu question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
If I do happen to be Mr. Asian OU, I would try to further Asian awareness by supporting the National Coalition of Asian American Pacific Islander. They work on trying to build small communities within the United States, especially those who are low socioeconomic status. And they try to focus on building more programs and trying to reach out to all those small communities and providing them more opportunities. And I really like this platform because I myself identify with it, and so I personally know how it feels to be coming up from a low socioeconomic background, and that's I would focus on trying to implement, focusing on helping that philanthropy itself, and that's how I would help.
Thank you, Tuan.
Thank you.
Our next contestant is Miss Jenny Top. Oh yeah, they're in the back. Jenny, one of our judges will ask you a question. You can take as much time as you'd like to answer the question. Judges, please take it away.
Good evening, Jeannie. Here's your impromptu question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
Can you repeat the question, please?
If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
If I were to win the pageant, in order to enrich the goals of ASA, I would first think about my platform and what I want to do with that, and which is to raise funds for Gathering Family. And with that, I would bring awareness to the platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean.
Please welcome our next contestant to the stage, Alexander Poix.
Here comes Alex.
I can hear his footsteps. Okay, Alexander, one of the judges will ask you a question. You can take as much time as you need to answer the question. Judges, when you're ready.
Good evening, Alexander.
Good evening.
Here's your impromptu question. If you were to win the pageant, how would you continue AASA's goal of enriching our university with Asian American culture and traditions?
If I were to win the pageant, I would help continue the goals by continuing to stay involved with the Asian American Student Association and representing the university and the Asian Americans on campus where I can throughout all the events that we have throughout the year. I would also continue to help plan some of these events, and I would represent the philanthropy, the Arts and Science Academy that I select as my philanthropy for the children who come from less fortunate families. And what we'll do is we go in there and we help them learn to play instruments and art and photography, and just help them get off the streets and do something productive. And so I represent the university and the Asian American students there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you, Alexander. The next contestant will be Miss Lillian Tran.